This week on My Time to
It
Talk,
wasn't a 50-year love affair. Like, it was just an affair. Like, the man was married with children.
He was committing adultery.
Like, why are you trying to rewrite history here? Like, there are people that are still old enough to remember Princess Diana, yeah?
We can go into conspiracy theories, but we do know, that they are set up by colonizers.
Yeah, he's unapologetic in that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter who you are if you're not about standing on business in Africa. Like, you can just come out of there. So, he does need to stay protected, at all costs.
As soon as one area gets clear, everybody starts bringing their rubbish to that area.
The certain areas that they're getting their bins collected, and it's like the working class areas don't seem to be getting their bins collected.
At all.
You're seeing the classism in it also.
Next question. What are we getting for our council tax money?
Yeah, they stopped the MPs from going there because they said they're going to come and spread hate speech. But who was allowed to go? David Lammy. Do you know what I mean? Because they know that David Lammy has been paid. Do you know what I mean? He's got his Friends of Israel check, so he has been paid.
My time to talk.
Welcome.
My time to talk.
My time to talk.
Well, we keep missing weeks. But we're still here. Come on, subscribe. Give us something to talk about. Today, we are going to look into current affairs at the moment, abroad and
at home. At home kind of stinks at the moment.
At home, it does more than stink at the moment. We live in Birmingham. And guess what?
We've got a bin strike.
We've got a bin strike. And this strike has actually been going on for more than 4 weeks. And imagine, like mine would be like 4 bags, like 1 bag a week type of thing. But a family, are we really going to say that a family is not going to create more than 1 bag a week? So can you imagine the amount of rubbish we are going to put up? A few pictures of around Birmingham, just to show you. I mean, you might just see it in the news anyway. But living in it is tremendous. To see bags piled up. I'm just wondering, why don't we stick it in the garden and burn it? Or even take it outside the local council and leave it there. And then you find out what you're going to do with it. Because obviously you don't care that we are rat infested already, and now we are rubbish infested. Do you know what I mean? This is ridiculous. I remember back in the day where they actually brought the army in and got rid of the rubbish when the bin men were on strike. Do you know what I mean? And as I say, it's like, I agree that people need a pay rise if they need a pay rise.
Well, they didn't even ask for a pay rise. They just wanted to say pay, didn't they? So I am for the strike. I'm not saying that these people should think it, but there are bin men that are working, but they're sending them on the same routes, like the certain areas that they're getting their bins collected, and it's like the working class areas don't seem to be getting their bins collected.
At all.
You're seeing the classism in it also. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then you've got like us fighting each other, because then people are going to dump, rubbish in other people's areas.
As soon as one area gets clear, everybody starts bringing their rubbish to that area. Do you know what I mean? Why it can't be in a whole different vicinity, I don't know. Make it somebody else's problem as well, because obviously Birmingham people are not cared for, do not care for. For us, what about our health, our children's health? We're passing rubbish.
It's going to be the knock-on effect even after it's gone. Like, please God, let it be gone soon. But even after it's gone, it's what we're going to be left with, because you're seeing like even people are coming to collect the bins and there's rats. Like the bin men are running away from the rats.
No.
Yeah, literally. There's videos of the bin men having to run away from the rats because the rats are just running out and attacking them, because obviously they've set up shop now as far as they're concerned. Do you know what I mean? So it's what kind of health conditions, as you said, that we're going to be left with after all of this. Like they're just making, like Birmingham City Council will talk about, and making a rod for their own back, really. And you'd think that the tips as well, because people are like, oh, just bring it to the tip, bring it to the tip. It's like,
there's a queue.
People are bringing their stuff to
there's
the tip.
Appointments.
There's only so many appointment slots that you can have at the tip. Do you know what I mean? So you're still having to wait. So in the meantime, it's still building up. So unless there's going to be more appointments being, you know what I mean, dished out, which obviously there's
later
opening times or something to allow people. I know there's certain councillors, they're sorting out like vans that are coming and picking up thingy, and
from
then
different areas as well.
But then you'll see like the queue of people, and then the vans are only staying for a certain amount of time, and then all these people have brought their rubbish down, and then they're not being able to drop their rubbish off. So then it's enabling them to just dump it wherever they leave. So, you know, this is just getting beyond a joke. It really
beyond
is.
a joke. And it begs the question, what are we getting for our council tax money? We've got potholes. Yeah. We've got no bin collection right now. We've got no money for care homes and children, youth projects. Exactly. We've got no money for people with autism.
Families.
We've got no money for anything, it looks like, you know what I mean? Yes, you can say you're bankrupt and let's get on with it because we're bankrupt because of the Conservative. No. If you can spend money on fighting wars.
Yeah, but they give themselves a pay rise as well, don't they? That's what I'm saying.
Then put up the council tax in April.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like, well, don't you owe the Birmingham people some rebate as opposed to paying more? You should have put back the date for rising any council tax because you haven't done anything for the the people that lives in Birmingham right now. True. You know, you're not doing anything that renders that you should have more money. Do you know what I mean? And you give yourself a pay rise for what? Do you know what I mean? For what? No, it's got to stop. You know what I mean? Definitely.
So yeah, rant over.
Big rant.
Sorry,
come on, Birmingham Council.
It's like I've been able to get rid of. I think it was like about 20 bags we had outside. Obviously, we are a large family. We had like 20 bags. We've just been able to get rid of them, and the bin is full already. This was only 2 days ago, so it's like, you know, it's just a joke.
It looks dreadful. It looks really dreadful.
Exactly,
Do you know what I mean?
Stinks.
And it stinks.
So yeah.
So that is that is our current affair. We've also got obviously Trump the lump, carrying on with his shenanigans. Can we say shenanigans? I'd like to say something stronger, but let's go with shenanigans. Do you know what I mean? We've got people. We've got Trump in our eyesight every single day since he's since his power has been given to him, his power trip has been given to him. I seriously think that he is doing it on purpose. I really think that he wants to get people on hype, that they think like, oh, what will he do next? Do you know what I mean? Like, should we support him still or not? And this week they had protesting around the whole of America in one state or another. And they were saying that, like us actually, that not getting anything for their money. And now they're in trade wars. There's people that are saying, well, you let us depend on China for incoming goods and things like that. And now you've put a tariff on them that is sky high because you want them to come begging to you. I mean, like, these scenes that we're going to show you is tremendous. You voted for him, America. You voted for him. You knew that he is somebody who is, prone to things like that.
He just wants more and more money for himself. That's all he cares about. Do you know what I mean? And the super rich, like similarly to what's going on over here. You know, they sell you the lie of, oh, we're going to help the working class people and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And then they get in and then they're doing nothing of the sort. Do you know what I mean? Like they don't tax the super rich. They don't find the money from the places that they could. And it's always the poorest of the poor or the most marginalised people that are suffering, that are ultimately get something taken away from them. So obviously, they've got the Medicaid and all of those types of things. It's the ICE, people that are coming in and getting rid of immigrants that are just doing.
But like England,
life.
Half the people that you're going to get rid of and deport are the people that are looking about your fields, delivering your parcels,
looking after your old people.
Do you know what I mean? These are the people that are going to do them jobs, and it's all right for Trump. There's no way that he needs another, he needs a helper. You know what I mean? He could do with some help, but there's no way that he needs a helper. So he doesn't care.
No, I don't give a damn, does it? Literally, because as you said, it's not anything that's going to affect him. He's got enough money that he would be able to pay for his end of life care or whatever it is. Like when his time comes, none of that applies to him and Elon and whatever the hell is JD Vance. Like, they can spew their rhetoric and get all the masses riled up, but not the masses, I think, are finally waking up. But when they were voting for him, they were all like, "Oh yeah, it's great." But now they're not so happy. Do you know what I mean? When they can't get no bloody medical care, and they're as you said, similar to us, like the roads are not fixed and the this and the that, all of the actual stuff that they need. Suddenly now they're not happy. But
and we've got the Elon Musk. I must make your life a misery until it affects me, and then I'm going to back away and I'm not going to talk about it anymore, and I'm going to tell you that I agree with you. I can't understand what Trump is doing. No, Elon, no.
So hypocritical.
Do you know what I mean? Don't be a hypocrite, and don't try and make yourself more important than you really are. Do you know what I mean? Now you're scared of deportation yourself, maybe. Who can tell?
Oh yeah, it's probably just the tech people that he needs to get into the country now, because every British person or whatever they're saying, get out of my country. You got that Marjorie Green telling every British person, every reporter that asks her a question, when they had that security breach in America, she was like, any British journalist that was like, oh well, what about this security? Just go and deal with your own. Just get out of our country. Go back to your own country. What about your immigrants? What about your that's like their buzzwords for everything. You know what I mean? But I did find it hilarious seeing one white woman telling another white woman to get out of her country.
Anybody else?
Should the Defence Secretary...
What country are you? Wait, what country are you from?
From the UK.
Okay, we don't give a crap about your opinion and your reporting. Why don't you go back to your country where you have a major migrant problem?
Okay,
and no. You should care about your own borders.
Do you care about American lives being put at risk?
Let me tell you something. Do you care about people from your country? What about all the women that are raped by migrants?
Do you care
No,
about
by migrants. No, do you care? Okay, you're done.
Do you care about American lives being put at risk?
You know what? I don't care. I don't.
Members fighting for your country.
I don't care about your fake news. Do you have a relevant question? Yeah, this is an American journalist. Thank you.
So that's kind of ironic.
Really?
Yeah, literally.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah,
it's getting phenomenal. It is something that we do have to be careful in England. I mean, like as we said, that we've got Keir Starmer proposing to help us. At the moment, he's giving up on the welfare. He's giving up on everything that I can actually think of that he said that he would do, he hasn't, and he probably won't. You know what I mean? We've got years
The
to
disability
go
people,
the same way.
they penalise
you know,
disability, they penalise
the first
they
people.
penalise children, they penalise families.
Yeah.
It's like, what in the world is going on? So yeah, same old.
Same old. So yes. So
yeah, I was gonna go abroad as well. So there was another assassination attempt on Ibrahim Traorè, who's the president of Burkina Faso. This is the 18th to date, so he's been in power for 2 years, and he's just come up against nothing but, as I said, assassination attempts and people trying to sabotage his great work, basically. So obviously he's gotten the French out. He's created this alliance with the Sahel Alliance, and more recently he's taken the whole colonialism, wigs and all of that kind of dress out of their courts as well, and they've got traditional kind of African robes that are made from African textiles. So it's putting all the business back into Africa. So all of this obviously is very thingy. Same with the gold as well. Do you know what I mean? Like opening back up the gold mines and keeping it within Africa.
Yeah, which is going to be a very hard thing to do.
Yeah,
because the colonial thing was done mainly to take out all the ore and the gold and the diamonds out of Africa and every part of Africa, as we know.
But you've got the new president of Namibia. She is kind of following suit. And so she said that similarly to Ibrahim, like if you haven't got a visa, like to these US people, because obviously they'll come in on their private jets and just, pillage out the place. So they've now stipulated you need a visa if you're coming from the US in order to travel there, and that you can't just be taking things out, which, it's high time. So as I said, similarly what he's doing with the gold, they're doing with their diamonds in Namibia. So it seems like, his dream of getting Africa to unite in this decolonization is definitely working. So definitely.
It's something that actually, like a lot of the times, it's not that it hasn't been tried before. It has been tried before, and these attempted assassinations, we can go into conspiracy theories, but we do know that they are set up by colonizers, to actually kill him, because like everybody else will be so gentle and so giving and let us do what we like.
Yeah, he's unapologetic in that, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter who you are if you're not about standing on business in Africa. Like, you can just come out of there. So, I congratulate him. Obviously, he does need to stay protected at all costs. Because he is doing amazing work, and obviously it's kind of carrying on similar to you said, like, this isn't the first time this has been attempted. Like, it is like the Thomas Sankaras, it is like the Patrice Lumumbas. Like, this isn't a new plan. Like, this has been the plan. It's just there are always people that will assassinate these leaders. So
because that was the same like in Zimbabwe. In Zimbabwe, when Mugabe actually took away the farms and gave them back to actual Zimbabweans, they made sure that they got them, the majority of the people. No, we want the white people to have their farms. They know how to look after them. They know how, but you're the one that was out there digging the farms. So therefore, you're not telling anybody that what they don't know, and that is you've been brainwashed into thinking that colonizers are better than anybody else.
Those people though, because it's the same with like the amount of black people and Asian people that like Trump's doing amazing things, and
still
it's like, are you like?
And they're on their way back to
Venezuela.
Thank you. You know what I mean? Like, they were all Trump. Now they're all, please let us stay, please let us stay.
It's like, you'll never learn.
You never learn.
As I said, there'll always be the one that's, the house Negro, as I say, that will be ready to tap dance for massage. Do you know what I mean? And that's what they sound like. They really do. Oh no, Trump's doing amazing things, or the same as the people that will be like marching with the far right or something. Like, what is going on? Like, seriously, what is going on? You know that these people do not want nothing to do with you. Do you know what I mean? And all you're doing is proving their point.
Yeah, it's like it's like Obama was saying. I watched something recently that he was saying, can you imagine when I went in as president, if I had done this, the amount of discussion there would have been about a black man coming in and changing all our stuff and all that. And he's right. I mean, I have no allegiance to Obama, but he is right. Do you know what I mean? He is right. There is no way a black man as president would have got away with all of this. No way at all. Do you know what I mean? And it's one rule for one and not for the other. And it's getting stupid. It really is getting stupid.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely. I just wanted to mention that. And then there was something close to home as well. It's the anniversary of King Charles, and I'm not even going to call her the Q word.
Our queen.
Why do they insist on saying that? Do you know what I mean?
She's obviously
I know,
but why
a
prince can't. The king, the queen couldn't have a husband as king.
The king,
but because he had to be just prince. What's
Duke,
it?
Wasn't he?
But a king can have his wife as queen.
It's the queen.
Do you know what I mean? Like, really? Do you know? Oh, anyway.
So the media are spinning it as oh gosh, bring it up, because I don't even want to misquote them, but they put it up as if to say like, oh, the love story.
Oh gosh,
the love story that was 50 years ago. So how King Charles and his darling Queen Camilla have navigated their 50-year love affair as they mark their 20th wedding anniversary.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
They've been married for 20 years.
I didn't realise that actually. That makes me 40 something when he got married to her, and I don't remember that being the case.
Oh god, yeah, I'm thinking it's probably a couple of years since she's been queen, but yeah, they've been married for a long time, haven't they? But yeah, I'm like, how are you trying to rewrite history? Like, it wasn't a 50-year love affair. Like, it was just an affair. Like, the man was married with children.
He was committing adultery.
You know what I mean? Like, why are you trying to rewrite history here? Like, there are people that are still old enough to remember Princess Diana, so don't be trying to like fool us into this.
Look at her picture.
Oh, you know what I mean? Yeah, obviously we know. Yeah, they knew each other before, and poor Diana obviously got wrapped up in the nonsense. But you can't like
put down as a 50-year affair.
50-year love
when there was
affair.
A big marriage in between.
A whole marriage in between with kids.
Two marriages,
because she was married with kids also. Do you know what I mean? At least one.
And I actually think that, I mean, like, this is going to sound like traitorous, but I actually think that they've got to watch themselves, because Camilla could be
Camilla,
could be on her way to getting her family as kings and queens themselves, because if she wipes out in some way or another by scandal or by killing half of Charles's family, who is going to be king and queen? Her family. Do you know what I mean? Like, and has that never happened in the queen and kingdom situation before? No, it has happened before. You know, we've got Queen Mary, we've got do you know what I mean? Like Victoria and all that. We've got those sorts of things in our past. So don't say that it's not something that could actually happen just because we've got Prince William's children as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't know where they will be in 20 years' time.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? But anyway.
Good luck to them either way.
You know?
We're going to like really care. But I did just want to mention as well that people might know Miss Rachel. I mean, I know this is going to go over my mom's head.
Definitely.
She's a YouTuber, but she's like just sort of like blippy and Okay, that one's gone over.
Okay, that's so sad. So, yeah, I know Bleepy actually.
Okay, so she's a children's YouTuber, and she's come under fire by a pro-Israeli group, Stop Anti-Semitism. They've written a letter to the US. I shouldn't even laugh. They've written a letter to the US Attorney General Pam Bondi, urging her to investigate Miss Rachel, purely because Miss Rachel said, let's get the thing.
In one of her things, stop bombing children.
Oh dear. So because she spoke out, because of obviously, the attacks that are happening on Gaza and the children, the amount of children's loss of life, they've basically, trying to smear her whole livelihood. Like Miss Rachel's been going and going and going. Kids of all colours, creeds love her. And she often shares like videos of little children in Gaza watching her content and how much joy it brings to them, her videos. So obviously just knowing that, she just wanted to make a statement to say, like, she's thinking of these children, and it wasn't massively political. It was literally just a little statement to say, like, children are children, and no children should have to be under attack like this. And now they've just, exactly, and now they've smeared her whole career for simply not wanting children to be under attack. So
did you see that one where they wouldn't let these people into Israel?
Yeah, the MPs. Yeah, they stopped the MPs from going there because they said they're going to come and spread hate speech. But who was allowed to go? David Lammy. Do you know what I mean? Because they know that David Lammy has been paid. Do you know what I mean? He's got his Friends of Israel check, so he has been paid. But anybody that they know is going to speak against the war on Gaza, then they don't want them in there. So how is this a democracy? We clearly know the answer
to the peace treaty as well.
Yeah.
That means supposed to be having.
Trump wants Trump Gaza. That's what he's calling it.
Resort.
His beachfront resort with gold everywhere, and you know what I mean. So that's why you'll
Gulf
see
of America.
Him and Netanyahu shaking hands
and Greenland,
every 5 minutes.
The 53rd state. Of America.
Yeah.
It's like
we're in some warped reality
is this all
right
going?
now.
I would be scared to live in America. I actually would be scared to live in America.
Like, the kids want to go to Disneyland again. And I was like, no, Disney World, the one in America. I was like,
didn't you hear yesterday that they're going to have one over here? Universal is going to build one over here.
I might have to trick them into believing they've been. Because I was like, while that dude's in power, we are not stepping foot back in that country. Trust me. And then just to end it, there's going to be a festival this weekend in Brunel University of London. And it's basically a family-friendly festival celebrating Benjamin Zephaniah, so like the life and works of Benjamin Zephaniah. So it's sort of like, they said it's going to be like writers, there'll be a speaker's corner, there'll be exhibitions, creative workshops, vegan food stalls, films and screenings. So it looks like a whole mixed bag of different people. So just check it out, guys. Like if you're close to it, I think it's an hour and a bit from Birmingham. I think it was an hour and 40 minutes when I checked.
London?
Yeah, it's Uxbridge University of Brunel University of London. It's in Uxbridge. UB8 3PH is the postcode. So it's just to celebrate the life and legacy of Benjamin Zephaniah. Obviously, he was known for his activism through poetry and art. So yeah, I just thought it was an amazing way to kind of just remember him. I think this is something that they're going to be doing every year. As part of Benjamin Zephaniah Day. So yeah, have a look, guys. Check it out if you can.
Yeah, and we'll put up all the links.
Yeah, we'll put up the links for it as well. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll move on. What we got next?